Hi YouTube, welcome to the first Loco update of 2016. Now we're opening on a shot there of the new Ginty satin shed, looking very nice in that weathered orange paint work. But some more things to show you. Now a couple of things to show you that I finished off from the video before the end of last year. And then there is a couple of new things to show you and some other little bits as well. So we'll crack on and we'll get the first Loco out on the plinth. Bear with. And here it is. It's the centre cab simplex-esque shunter. Right now, last time I introduced this to you, it was a very cheap eBay find. I've wanted a centre cab shunter for a while. I told you about the simplex petrol style shunters that they used to have. Now this is slightly like them, but a little bit larger, but it filled my centre cab shunter needs, so we went down the simplex route. Now last time it was all black. I'd got the paintwork done. It had gone from a very weird green grey to this black, BR black and red buffer beamed paint job. It did have a bonnet exhaust that went up and over the roof. I've since scrapped that. It looked alright, but it wasn't what I was after really. You know, I'd stuck it in there and left it and was just rolling with it, but I wasn't overly happy, so it's come out. It just looked too much like some kind of pantograph, some kind of electric cabling, you know, and I didn't like it, mainly because there is another shunter exactly like this that Lima did, that does actually have a pantograph fitted to the top. This one isn't it. This is an older HO French style one, but the same body as the electric Lima one. So I just scrapped it. You know, I wasn't wanting it to look like an electric one. I could have got an electric one if I wanted, and that's not what I was after, so that makeshift exhaust has gone. You can just make out there is still the hole in the bonnet where it was fitted. It has been slightly filled and sanded back and repainted, but I do have a plan for that. This is meant to be based on a simplex shunter, and they were petrol powered, so the plan is to just put a little cap over there. And that's going to be my petrol tank. It's pretty much finished. The paintwork's nearly done. There's a bit of touching up here and there where just some body rub has, you know, come off. There is windows glazing in there. You just make out the reflection. Got hold of some Fox transfers, numbers, and BR roundels. So we're now fully BR'd now. I think it's come out alright. It's a nice one to add to the, you know, the quirky shunter fleet. Running wise, I've got it running okay. I got it on the test loop, you know, give it a right good running, a real good clean. So yeah, it's going the best as it can now, let's put it that way. The body has actually in fact been glued on as well. You know, it is an old Loco, and the threaded plastic underneath for the body screws has just come away, so it's now PVA'd on top, but not to worry, you know, I'm not planning on taking it apart anytime soon, so yeah, it's finished for now. I may come back and visit it, you know, it needs a coupling on it, maybe a pipe work. I was going to put a lamp or two on it, and obviously I need to get that petrol cap on, so it may well bob up in the next update as 100% finished. But for now, you know, don't look too bad. Sits well on the layout, I think. Suits the layouts needs. Might be able to get it to pootle out a shot now. Let's have a look. There it goes. A little bit too quick, but you know, it's an old Loco, so not that bad. Like I said, another one to the fleet. Off it goes. Right, on to the next. Alright, Loco number 2. I'm keeping this one out of shot because I'm very happy with how this one's come out, and I'm just trying to build a bit of suspense. So yeah, another one that I showed you at the end of last year. This one has gone, well, it's taken me longer than I wanted to, actually. I was very excited when I got hold of this, and I wanted to get it done really quick, because it's a Loco I loved, and it just took a lot longer than I expected. But anyway, I've got it in an almost complete state. It's nearly done, nearly 100% perfect, and it is the Silver Fox Models Class 07. So there she is. So yeah, the Silver Fox kit. The paint job, it's taken a lot longer than I expected. Don't know why, to be honest. There's a lot of small areas that need touching up, you know. It's quite intricate, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't like wonky edges or brush marks or things like that to be too visible, so I tend to go back and take things off and redo things, you know, and stuff like that. So it's taken a while. It's still not yet 100% finished. I'm getting very cross with, if you can see there across the top of the buffer beam in front of the hazard stripes, there's a very thin strip of beam, and they are a pain to try and touch up without getting the black on yellow or yellow on black. The area is so small between the buffer shanks and the top of the beam to try and masking tape, you know, the area off. It's almost impossible. So yeah, it's taken me a while, you know, to get things touched up, you know, so I'm happy with how it's looking. But it's nearly there. The last thing I need to do is add the windows. Like I said, I've just been that busy over Christmas. I just haven't got round to doing it. But the windows are here on top of the garage. They are cut and ready to be stuck in. Once they are in, and I've just touched up the last areas, I am sending it away. The Loco is off to, well, I won't tell you who. I won't tell you who for now, but one of our fellow YouTubers, one we all love. I got talking to him, and I subtly dropped in any chance of him doing a bit of a weathering job on it. Now, I do like to keep a lot of my Locos in pristine condition. It's, you know, I do run a preserved railway, so we like to preserve our Locos, but this one, you know, with the paint job and things like that, it's not a bad paint job. It hasn't gone horribly wrong. I mean, there's no like big evident brush marks or anything like that, because I don't use airbrush, you know, I do hand paint. But I don't know if it's the resin body or just the resin material or what, but the paint didn't adhere to it as much or as well as it does with plastic models that I've done. So nevertheless, as much as I'm very happy with how it looks, and I could well just leave it like that, I do want to try and get a weathered look on it. So got in touch with you know, one of his boys on here, spoken about it, he was happy to do it and things like that. So the next time you see this in the Loco update, he will have done his weathering magic, and have it looking in a lot grubbier, realistic state. So, but for now, just sits very nice, runs lovely. Obviously on that Batman 04 chassis. There is a very unique touch with this 07 in the fact that on this side it's 07005, and on the other side it carries 07, can't remember. Anyway, it's a different 07 number. The transfers it came with, there must have been old ones sat around for a while. They didn't go on very well, so one side I managed to get the original number on, the other side now has a different 07 number on it, so not to worry. The lovely brass name builder's plates on the end there, those wasp stripes went on absolutely fine, magic. I was a bit worried about them, but yeah, come out well. So hopefully next time you see it, we'll he'll be in a bit of a weathered state. We'll just put him on the track, shall we, and let him run out of shot as per the simplex did. So, or not. Oh, it's alright, someone in there, someone's turned my power off. Right, anyway, the Silver Fox 07, so there you go. Right, okay, Loco number 3. Now as you can see, we pan back a little bit here. This isn't a small one, this is not the usual little Shunter Loco for common barn, this is something a little larger. Before I show you it, this fell into my hands unexpectedly off my good friend David. When we met up at Ribble for the Shunter Gala, he brought along this Loco, not in the state you're about to see it in, but sticking with the Silver Fox, you know, resin kit theme like the 07. This is the same. Now he brought this along with him so I could have a look at one of these resin bodies. You know, I'd never bought one before, I was after the 07, and I just wanted to see the build quality of these kits. Obviously I was impressed, and I went ahead and bought the 07. But this one is one that he has built, he has done. Now I gave him the motor, the chassis for it at Ribble, and he's done the body, and when he was returned the motor and the chassis, you know, he's sent the body with it as well. It's a very unique, very quirky addition to any layout, any fleet, I think. So we'll just bring it into shot, and then we'll have a little chat about it. There it comes. There we have it. So yeah, a bit bigger than the Shunters on common barn. Now this, as I've said, I'll just take it back a bit actually. This, as we've said, another Silver Fox kit. Now this is an Irish Bobo class, is it 101 I think? So yeah, so not the usual thing you see, you know, not an Irish Loco, but it's very attractive, I think so anyway. You know, it doesn't look too out of sorts, it doesn't look too Irish, you know, to compare to some English Locos. Very nice model indeed. It's the usual Silver Fox cast, which I find to be very good indeed. Now my friend has gone for a Desert Sand livery, BR Desert Sand. Now this isn't prototypical, obviously, that being Irish. Quite bright liveries these were carried in. Someone on here has got a video up of one of these, I think it's Ash, and he's put it into the prototypical blue livery with a red V stripe down the front. But I think you'll agree that it carries the Desert Sand livery very well indeed. So yeah, my mate's done a smashing job of the paint job. Only thing I've done with it is touch up the headlights. All I've done there is I've used a metallic marker pen and touched those up in silver. Some little red ones picked out at the top. Carrying a nameplate of David Lloyd George, whoever he is. It has lovely glazing on here, some lovely etched window frames with you know, the glazing sandwiched between. So yeah, so an unexpected arrival to common barn, but I hope you'll all agree that it's quite an interesting one as well. Quite an interesting one. So yeah, so it's on the Lima 20 chassis. So yeah, I've had it going around with some coaches, etc. And this will most definitely feature the next running session. So there you have it, Irish class Bobo 101. Right, on to loco number 4. Now this is the last running loco I've got to show you. If I'll just tell you about a couple of the bits. Again, this is an unexpected loco as well. Now it's not a big one, I know I'm still panned out, but it's not a big one. I'm panning it out just so I can bring it in for the comedy factor really. I got this unexpectedly, but much to the delight of not just me but my boy as well. It brings a little bit of humour to the layout. Ta-da! Now I'd like you all to meet, you can read that nameplate, this is Flora. Now Flora, as you can see, is a Thomas the Tank Engine character. Flora is the second tram on the island of Sodor. We all know Toby, the brown Y6 steam tram. Well, this is his bird. This is his girlfriend. This is Flora. Now, tell you the story. Was ordering some Thomas trains for my boy for Christmas, and very unexpectedly got a second one of this one. Mixed up with posting and paying and things like that, and we ended up getting 2. So kept on to the second one, and remoted it. Now if I show you underneath, it's got the Black Beetle, Tenshodo, whichever one it is, motor bogie under there. Now all I did with this was unscrewed it, took it apart, took the wheels off. Now when you take it apart it all just collapses, so the roof is now glued to the body, the glazing's now glued to the body, and the skirt there is now also glued to the body. And then inside I just cut away the space inside so that the motor bogie fit up in there nice. It's not finished, I haven't got it sitting perfectly straight when you look at it from the front, so I do need to do a bit more fettling in there. You can see there at the front there's a hole under her face. Now that is where the magnetic coupler goes for the Thomas characters. Obviously I don't want that, so that's come out, but I'm just going to sit a NEM coupling in there. I could go all out on it and start filling it and putting proper buffers on it and things like that, but it's a toy. It's just something to run up and down, you know, with my lad, just for fun. So I'm just going to put a couple of NEM couplings in there because it is surprisingly to scale. I've had it up against a lot of the locos and height wise and things like that. It's not too out of scale at all. It could be one to work on the future, could make a good Wickham trolley-esque model, but I don't know, I like running around, it's like running Flora around. So there you all go. This is Flora, a new unexpected arrival down on Common Barn, but she's a funny one. She's you know, she's a laugh. So there you all are. That's Flora. We'll just run Flora out of shot, and I'll tell you the last couple of bits.